Tim Fasano. I'm shooting, I guess, what you would call, what I've heard recently described as B-roll. Sometimes you can just cruise and take a look, but actually I have a specific purpose. What I'm looking for is, we're out here in a primitive camp area, miles from the state road, and just looking for a good spot for tonight's, well, one of the areas for tonight's night operation. And I've seen a bunch of stuff. It's just marking it on the odometer so that we can actually get up to it later. We've got canoes and a kayak here, and going to be out on the river. This is looking very good over here. Yeah, this is what I like. Roll the window down. Yeah, check out this prairie through these trees. Florida wilderness areas have a lot of these open prairies. The topography can change dramatically. You can go from swamp and palmettos to sand pines to these grassy plains. There's probably a forest road that runs around this, which would mean we could get back in there along that tree line. Now, what's on the other side of that tree line is the area where the prints were found. I think I found our night op area. How cool is that? Sun's about ready to set, so we're gonna chop up some wood, or I should say Kevin is. Chainsaw would be good. Got it. Anybody need any wood? I heard it was a reading that they got a reading of 29 degrees out here last night. Yeah. So we're gonna have to stay bundled up.
That's one thing I was gonna do. Thermometer too.
You got your camera before you go too far. An owl, right?
Yeah, that's the owl. He's always here.
Yeah, we took a picture of him the other day.
Yeah, there he is. I got a good shot of him last time I was here.
George and I hiked back here. He was talking to another owl about a mile away. You could hear him from that one.
How cool is that, huh? Okay, over here, whoa, zoom in. This is what Kevin, this is what I refer to as the forbidden zone.
On the other side then?
Yeah, let me take you a real quick history, because it's also for my people listening on the YouTube. This section of the Green Swamp used to be popular to hikers. In fact, the trailhead is out on 471. And people would park and come in here, and it's beautiful in there, it's wild, lots of nature. One day, a hiker failed to return to his vehicle, and the next day the Sheriff's Department began an extensive search with about 100 people on foot and men on horseback. And the guy was never found. Subsequently, this area was closed, and I mean barbed wired all the way on three corners. The only way you could access it would be from here. And there's speculation from Bigfoot researchers that I've spoken with in Florida, who would rather not be named. They were getting close to a find in here, and they're wondering whether the barbed wire is not just to keep people out, but to keep something in. Yeah, so, I mean, does the state of Florida know something we don't know? But the idea of the canoe to go along the perimeter of it would be the way to do it. Anyway, it's a good time of day to do it, too. And there's the owl. All right. What sucks, folks, is we just hit a bunch of deadfall. Should we just turn around? Should we just back up? How do we turn it? Whoa. Okay, folks, you can see the nose of this canoe. we made it to a good section of the forbidden zone. This is an area where people usually don't go. However, something must come down here to drink. Kevin, looks like this,
Hogs?
I don't know, or some type of prints. Hold on. It's kind of muddy. Let me pull the canoe up. Hold on. Pull it up.
Look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. You went 10 miles too far.
Oh, God. You can see the sun is setting. Only George would do that.
Yeah, that'll be a sign this is 98. Pretty big.
George starts out in Clearwater. He's almost in Disneyland, or Disney World, I should say.
Okay. Yep. If you're coming back from the other way, you'll be making a right and head